Our cherished viewers, welcome to Campus Filla. This is your number one campus, a media hub that is bringing all events and occurrences in UEW and across Ghana to your doorsteps. And this afternoon, we are privileged to have the UEW SRC Aspirant here with us for a very short interactive session. It's just unfortunate that the 6 of them couldn't make it, but the 3 that are here will be interacting with them. So first of all, we'll be looking at who they are to the students. I mean, in a jiffy. So, Madam, we'll be starting from you, from my extreme left. Who are you? Let me put it this way.
Thank you very much. I'm in the person of Purity Helena Babuta, a student of UEW, proud student, of course, from the Department of Geography, level 200, and a candidate for this year SRC presidential race. That's a bit I can say.
All right, that's very short. The only gentleman in the midst of 2 ladies. You are very excited. Tell us who you are.
I thank you, Campus Filla, and to your audience. I say good evening to you all. I am Bashiru Kai Kuri, an aspirant for SRC president in the Special Education Department, level 200.
Oh, okay. That's very brave and very brave. Madam, can you please tell us who you are?
Okay, thank you once again. I'm in the person of Francisca Juna. Level 200 student from the Department of Management Science.
Oh, okay. That's very beautiful. Gentlemen and ladies, welcome to Campus Filla.
Thank you.
All right. So first of all, I want to start with the lady at my extreme left here. What is your greatest motivation? It appears that the 3 of you are all running for the same office, that is the SRC presidential office. What is your greatest motivation, Madam Francisca?
Okay, my greatest motivation was when I started to listen to the grievances of the students, and I was able to solve some of them, especially my department, and also my ability to develop and achieve towards the achievement of it.
So basically, that is your greatest motivation in running for this office. Okay, Mr. Bashiru, what is your greatest motivation?
Thank you, host, for the question. I think I have been a young philosopher and very curious. I've always been motivated by the words of one philosopher, Mahatma Gandhi. He says, you must be the change you aspire to see in the world. And so coming to University of Education, Winneba, I've seen some gaps that I think, being the SRC president, I'll help fix them. And that is why I'm aspiring for the position SRC president.
Oh, okay. That is interesting. Our conversation this evening will be very, very interesting. Just with the motivation, people are identifying gaps with which, when they come into office, they're going to fix for us. That's beautiful. Madam Purity, what's your greatest motivation?
Thank you very much. So my greatest motivation came from the former Chancellor for Germany, Angela Merkel.
Oh, okay.
She's a woman of substance, and she is one of the women I admire from afar. And for a very long time, if you know history, it will tell you that France and Germany has been tied enemies. The men came, they couldn't fix that, but she came as a woman. As that warrior, she brought what? Peace to Germany. She bridged the gap between France and Germany. And hey, today, I can say France and Germany are the best of friends you can never think of. So I took my motivation from her. I said, wow, she is a woman. If she was able to do what the men couldn't do. And I came to UEW, I realized there were so many things that were not happening well with the SRC. I told myself, wow, if this woman was able to bring 2 great nations together, then I can take her steps and bring what is needed into UEW SRC. So she became my greatest motivation to become a woman of substance, to become a woman in leadership that would defy all the odds and bring the change that is needed in society.
All right, that is beautiful. It's more or less like you're trying to read all your profile and your personal profile and a whole lot. Good. So first of all, I want to, before we zoom into the concept, the content of what we are to discuss this evening, what are some of the experiences you've had on the ground from the beginning of your campaign and all of that? What are some? I want you to share some of those experiences with your viewers out there. So I want to start with the gentleman in the middle, Mr. Bashiru. What are some of the experiences in just 10 seconds? Don't go deeper. What are some of the experiences you had on the ground?
Experiences, I would say, so much huge with friends, betrayal, loyal friends becoming enemies at some point. And we just have to keep focused and pushing towards the dream.
Wow, loyal friends becoming enemies all of a sudden, right? Wow, that's beautiful. So, Madam Francisca, what are some of the experiences you've had on the ground so far?
Okay, with my conflict of interest.
Oh, okay.
Yes. some people did not support me because of their interest.
Okay.
Just like Bashir is saying, loyal friends became enemies.
All of a sudden.
And the level 400 as well, where their portal is, you go to them and they don't want to listen to you, and it's so sad and also funny as well.
Well, it's a problem that must be fixed. Well, maybe they are waiting to hear something. All right, Purity, what are some of the experiences you had on the grounds you would like to share with our viewers?
I would say they are both good and bad, and you can't have it smooth altogether. But sometimes people say you are a woman, and some even say that being a woman, that position doesn't fit you, and so many things. But it's all part of life. I've come to learn so far, but it's not an easy road. I never expected a smooth journey, but what I expected was what? A safe landing.
All right,
so
that's fine. Viewers will be going on a commercial break. When we come back, we'll be delving much into another aspect of the discussion. We'll be right back. All right, so viewers, welcome from that commercial break. I still remain your humble host, Bax. We continue with our discussion from where we ended. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back to our discussion. Now, I would like to ask, I'll start from my extreme left. What do you think are some of the problems facing UEW SRC? What do you think are some of the problems facing UEW SRC? Yes, Madam Francisca, I'm starting from...
Okay, with the activities that they are not giving to the students, and the postponement of the activities as well. Not so long ago, when they came out with a communique that there is going to be an SRC week.
Okay.
The following week, a communique was issued that they postponed the SRC week again,
okay,
of which is very bad, and students were complaining as well.
Okay.
We came to school to learn Odu, but still all works and no play makes Jack a dog boy.
Sure.
We get it. So that's my problem now.
Okay, but the SRC week, it's like it has been rescheduled to. It's likely to start tomorrow or Wednesday. Yes. Oh, okay. So, Mr. Bashir, what do you think are some of the problems facing? I mean, very important issues that SRC UEW SRC is facing.
Thank you for the question. I think that the fundamental problems that faces student body in this institution, one of them is about our accommodation. That's the hostel issue.
Okay.
2, it's about network connectivity. And thirdly, it's about the student portals. Okay. These are some of the problems I have seen that students have been faced with on campus here.
Okay. All right. So, Madam Purity, what do you think are some of the problems, serious problems facing UEW SRC?
Okay, so as the SRC, it's supposed to be an autonomous body.
Okay.
But I think that it is not given the chance to function as it deserves to be. And sometimes it clashes with management on certain issues. And it's hard time that the UEW SRC is given that mandate, the power it deserves to function as it is. Because when you look at other schools, their SRC functions very well. But when you come to my school, my grade school, is like sometimes we are being cornered. So it's hard time we are given that opportunity to function as that autonomous body it deserves to be.
All right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But so, if you were in charge, of the seat, driving the affairs of the SRC, how would you propose we fix these problems, or how will you address some of these problems you have identified now?
Thank you very much. In an institution, for instance, I will use Ghana as an example. You don't solely depend on one thing for development. Okay. And for the years and everything, I've realized that the SRC is solely dependent on the dues of the student. Okay. And because of that, sometimes when we have good things we want to do for the school, the student body, we are not getting more access to our funds. But here, if I become in charge, I will not solely base on the students, let me say, dues that are generated into the coffers of the SRC. Okay. I would look further for people that can come in, that would help us deal with all these situations at a go, because you can't depend solely on the dues of the SRC. All right.
So, Madam Purity, I'll be back to you on this particular point, because you are trying to bring some interesting things here. Mr. Bashir, if you were to be in charge, how will you propose we deal with some of these problems, or how will you address some of these challenges?
Thank you.
The ones you have identified.
With the issue of portals, one thing that I have noticed is that our colleagues in level 200 and level 100 don't have that much challenge, because we use the ITS system, and it's more or less favorable. But to those level 300 and level 400, I think they didn't start with the ITS portal. And so coming into power, what I will have done is to make sure I negotiate vigorously with management for a more robust system that they will use to cater for level 300, so that their results will reflect, instead of forcing them into the ITS portal.
Even with that, as we speak, I mean, plans are underway with management, and level 400s are seeing their result in the whole
Yes, that is
almost through.
That is true, and that is what has given me the knowledge that there could have been a solution.
Okay.
With that pressure.
Okay.
But that solution wasn't given to them.
All right, that's fine.
That's why I said a more robust system.
That's fine. All right, so Madam Francisca, if you were in charge, the problems you have identified, the issues, how would you have addressed them?
Okay, with the activities that I brought in, it all bounces back to farm.
Okay.
And the SRC is made up, is solely depending on the dues that we pay into the coffers of the SRC. If I'm being elected into power, I won't solely depend on the SRC dues, but I would rather go in or go outside the box to seek for funds and also to seek for sponsorship. Because if you go to a company to sponsor, you definitely are also going to exhibit their product to the students.
Okay.
And if students are interested, they are going to go in for it.
Okay.
So if I'm being elected into power, I'm not going to solely depend on the SRC dues, but rather look outside the box to go and solicit for funds and also to solicit for sponsorship as well.
All right, that is fine. That is beautiful. Now, there has been several instances of students' brutality on campus, especially when it gets into examination week. You know, there are some places now we call it the hotspot. Those places you can't pass there at night, even after 8 o'clock. You can't even pass there. Instances that recently we were told that one NATOC member, a student of this university, was beaten at Bush Canteen. And in fact, these things are alarming. There are places all around North Campus, South Campus, places that you can't just pass there, and issues of people attacking students, especially when they get into examination week. When you are elected into office, how will you address these problems? Madam Purity, I want to start with you.
Thank you very much. So this boils down to security.
Okay.
Already the university is running a security system, which I say kudos to them. But if I am elected into office, I am going to enforce that the security we have on campus works up to the attacks. You realize that they are always on campus alone surveying, but the majority of our students live outside the campus. I'm not asking them to take charge of what the security forces outside the university body should do, but I think they should come in collaboration with police outside the university. So in the night, there should be a patrol. Are you getting? So let me say this particular security, let me say those are the Southwood, patrol with Winnipeg police station around these places, and also make sure that most of these places that students are being attacked, you realize that those places are dark.
Yes.
As the SRC president, I would ensure that street lights are put in place to these places, because when the place is bright, it is very difficult for someone to go there and stand and do something that is very nasty. And then also goes down to the stakeholders of this community, which is the chief, the district chief executive, all in this town. Let's tell them that our students are in your community. The community is getting funds from the students, so they have to also help us deal with the security issues. Then we draw a long-term plan for all this.
That is fine. I just want to catch you so I can quickly hear from Bashiru, because when we were talking, Bashiru was getting some way. It means that he's piling up a lot of things to speak. Mr. Bashiru.
I have not much to say, but little to add up.
Okay.
Because one thing I believe with issues about security has been a nightmare even across the whole nation, not only University of Education. And so one thing that we'll be targeting first is sensitizing the student, that is educating them about the need to be self-security conscious. That these places, we are going to let them know, these places are dangerous zones that do not pass there at night, and a lot of corners we don't care them or don't navigate them alone as an individual body. You should work with some people so that at least you cannot be attacked as the natural person has been attacked. Now, secondly, what we also notice is that some of the street lights, as she mentioned, have fused, and then we have to fix them so that the place will be bright, and also engage with management to see how best our security personnel can be assigned to certain posts during the night, so that at least they will serve as watchdogs to these places for us.
All right, that's fine. Madam Francisca, what will you add to the discussion?
Okay, I'll add up to the extension of the SRC shuttle.
Okay.
During examination, most of the students come to campus to learn. And you and I also know that when it's 9:30 or 10:30, it's very difficult to get taxi or a car to go back to your hostel. So if the SRC shuttle is being extended to, let's say, a particular time, like 11 p.m., is taking students back to their hostel, there has to be a vantage point for them to alight. That one will also be good.
Okay, but there are instances where these places cars cannot even pass. You see, for instance, you look at Bush Canteen. When a car is towing that line or passing through that side, you can just end at the end of Bush Canteen, the small gate. You can't go through it. So these are places that students go through. So with areas that the shuttle cannot go through, what exactly will you do about that one?
Just like they are saying security and the security in the university merging with the police to patrol within the area.
Okay.
Yes, they'll get there and also make sure that students being alighted at the vantage place that has been secured for them should make sure that the safety is well catered.
All right, that is fine. So viewers, we'll go on a commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to Campus Filla. We were having an interactive session with 3 of the UEW SRC aspirants here on the show. I still remain your humble host, Bax. All right, so we are continuing with the discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, now, I want you to speak to the audience out there, your students, our students, our colleagues out there, about 3 of your policies, 3 of your major policies you want to share with them. So when I appeal with you, I'm still starting from the far end. 3 of your policies, very brief.
Thank you very much. So I have my policies cut across, but I would like to speak about the 3 most important that are so dear to my heart. Number 1 is the free medical care for every student at the university clinic using your student's ID number. It is a policy that is so dear to my heart because in our school fees, one wouldn't even know that we pay for health levy. In Tech, they are doing it. UCC, they are doing it. Legon is an initiative as we talk now. So why not UEW? So if I'm given the opportunity to become the next SRC president, the moment you are admitted into this school, your student ID number becomes your health insurance. And whenever you are sick, you will go to the university clinic and you would be catered for free. That is on health. On welfare, I would like to talk about instituting of an SRC market, which is going to help bring down the high cost of foodstuffs in Winneba. The SRC is going to have its own market on our various campuses. We are going to import our own foodstuffs from the farms to Winneba. We would have these foodstuffs here, we will sell it, we will regulate the prices. We are not going to base only on the SRC dues for this market. We are going to collaborate with a company who is ever ready to establish this market and is going to run even after my administration. And it is going to help reduce the high cost of foodstuffs in Winneba and also help students' high cost of living in Winneba. On what? Transportation. We are going to collaborate with companies that are into shuttle buses. We are going to purchase our own shuttle buses, which are going to move every day 24/7, which is going to help with the high cost of transportation in Winneba. It will surprise you that one will just pick a taxi from south to north and you are asked to pay 4 cities. But if we have our own shuttle buses that moves from north to south, central to junction, because students live at junction, it is going to take, the highest it can go will be 2 cities. And then we are going to all these will come and then bring down the high cost of living students are already experiencing in Winneba. So these are just 3 of the policies I want to cut across. But more of my policies are there and it's for the betterment of the school, my colleague students. Thank you very much.
All right, that is fine. In fact, we could sit down and be listening to these policies from morning till evening and we'll not even end. Now, we want to quickly delve into the policies you've outlined. The student out there should understand the real things you are saying, not just reading them. Now, you mentioned something about SRC market.
Yes.
SRC market. Now, you again said that this is purely going to be managed by the SRC, not with, anybody else. How is this thing going to be managed? Which people are going to manage it?
Thank you.
What will
very
be the source
much.
of fund for all these?
Okay, so in my delivery, I said we are not going to base on the SRC dues to establish that market. We have a company already. We have been on the negotiating table. This company has been in the system and it has opened markets for other institutions. For instance, Legon. And this company is ever ready to help us establish this market. It will go there, bring us the foodstuffs. So we were going to sell it. So we would employ people. For instance, when the current administration came, they employed someone as an administrator who is sitting 24/7 at the SRC secretariat. Even when the SRC president is not around, this administrator would attend to your needs. Then later on, when the SRC president comes, so we are going to employ our people that are going to be the market women or men that are going to be in charge of the selling of the foodstuffs. But we are going to regulate these prices of the foodstuffs in the market. So we wouldn't allow any indigent to come into the market and say that no, we are going to, because it's like there's a monopoly already in the system. So they need to be a competition. And when they realize that this competition is on ground, they would surely have no other choice than to reduce their foodstuffs.
All right, that is fine. That is fine. Madam Purity, I'll come back to you. The energy with which you are taking the whole thing, I need to catch it down a bit too. Others can come in. All right, Mr. Bashiru, I want you to briefly speak to your audience out there about 3 of your policies. Very heavy ones. Brief one. Sharp.
Thank you, the host, and to your audience. I think one of my policies I will be outlining first is about network connectivity, that is using the student Wi-Fi. We as individuals, having checked through our student fees breakdown, we notice that we have paid for school fees. In our school fees, we have paid for Wi-Fi connectivity, and we are time limited in using that thing. So we negotiate vigorously with management so that the time ban will be lifted, and also they should expand the Wi-Fi coverage across the university community so that when you enter through the small gate or any part of the university campus, you should have access to your Wi-Fi. Secondly, I will skip the shuttle system and go to initiation. There's one policy that people don't look at, that is the alumni. I'm going to initiate the alumni and the continuous student connect. Nobody will underestimate what alumni of various institutions do to their institutions, to the extent of building hostels, finding job opportunities for their people. And so we will make sure that when giving us the nod, we bring that kind of rapport between the alumni and the continuing students. I have noticed that their leadership is in bizarre up to now, and I believe that give me the nod, they'll see that kind of leadership in them, and they'll come together as a unified front to bring opportunities to University of Education Winneba, and for those that are jobless, we seek job through them.
All right. So that is your I mean, I said you should talk about 3.
The third one.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the third one will be the SRC hostel project that we will be embarking on. We've noticed that a number of us have issues with hostels, and from December to now, I have personally dedicated myself to serving students to get accommodation, and I have gone details in knowing the challenges that they face in these various hostels that they are going through. And so we will make sure we negotiate with management, with all contractors on board for the speed up of ongoing projects on campus, so that if not 70% of students accommodated, but 60% can be inside the university community. I think that will help curb down the fluctuation light bills we pay in our various hostels outside the university community. Water bill they even take from us, or if they don't even pay to water bill, I know they don't send it to the company, and we are tasked to pay all these things. So if you are the university community, all this will be regulated.
Okay, Mr. Bashiru, you spoke about the SRC hostel or kind of.
Yes.
Are you aware that the SRC has secured the land and they are in the process of building an SRC hostel? Are you aware?
That's very true. I have outlined in my policy that I'll be continuing the SRC hostel detail. We have asked the current SRC president, Felix Donko, and he told us that the capacity for the SRC hostel that was designed at first was somewhere 600 or 800. So looking at the capacity, he saw the need to redesign it to cover thousands of people. And so governance is continuous. Okay. I cannot come and abandon that project. So give me the nod. We will make sure that if not even completed, by a foundation should be laid for subsequent SRC to come and continue that project.
Okay, that's fine. Madam Francisca, 3 of your policies.
I'll start with the welfare. That's the restructure and revamp of the SRC Shuttle. Yes, the SRC Shuttle is already in existence.
Okay.
But this one, we are going to extend it. Because if you've taken carefully look about the SRC Shuttle, it's run through the campuses alone. Okay. Neglecting those we are living in the homestels and also the hostels. Someone is living in Pomazi and taking a taxi from Winneba to Pomazi, paying like 8 cedis, of which if the SRC shuttle is being extended to Pomazi or maybe outside the campus, that person is going to pay a less amount of it. not going to pay the normal fee.
Okay.
Yes. And with that one, your safety is being what? Catered for.
Okay.
How sure are you that the taxi driver you are going to take his car is not an armed robber or even a kidnapper?
Okay.
We have a vantage point where you are going to pick this shuttle to take you to your various hostels.
Okay.
So if you are being taken to your hostels and we can't find you, the driver can be questioned.
Okay.
Because we know that this shuttle or this driver was the driver who took this student to this particular hostel or this vantage point. And I'll come back to the special project, one of the special projects, that's the construction of the SRC hostel. An alliance was made by McDonald's with one of the previous administration led by them. He made an alliance with McDonald, and we know that McDonald is into building and construction.
Okay.
I believe in continuous leadership. Within these 8 months, I can't build a hostel.
Okay.
But a foundation will be laid by me if this nod is given to me.
Okay.
And I will make sure that it is being sent to LA and back with law.
Okay.
Because Goose Hostel was once a project for SRC administration.
Okay.
But it was sold to the management by one of the previous administration.
Okay.
It was sold because there was no law buttressing it, that if the next administration comes, they should continue.
Okay.
So if a foundation is being laid by me and it's being sent to LA and it's being buttressed by law, definitely the next administration that is going to succeed will continue with it. And I'll come back to, sorry.
Oh, you can make a point.
I'll come back to the entertainment. There is going to be a SRC interfaculty and also SRC picnic.
Okay.
But that one is going to build a human relationship with the students.
Okay.
Someone may be in South and don't know anyone in North. But if this SRC interfaculty games is being organized, there is going to be a unity and also human relation, and also going to build this rapport with some people within departments and also faculty.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's very fine. Now, all of you have outlined beautiful policies, and I mean they are just mouth-watering. Now, the point is, all these things are basically going to be funded by the only source of funding for the SRC, that is the SRC dues. Now, this year, record shows that there are a number of students who hasn't paid their fees. And if they haven't paid their fees, definitely SRC wouldn't get their dues in funding most of their activities. When you find yourself, or assuming you are elected into office, and these are instances of which, let's say, 60% of the students have not paid their dues, indirectly it's affecting the revenue that you have to generate to fund all your activities. Madam Purity, how will you take this? What will you do?
Thank you very much. So when you look at my vision and mission, I am coming into office with what? Collaborating with people that are already into the sector when it comes to education. And God being so good, I am a member of the One Young World. And the One Young World is a company that is into developing leaders for tomorrow's future. It is founded by Kate Robertson and David Jones, and its headquarters is in London. And if you are a member and then you are given an opportunity to become a leader, they give you a quota to help with your administration. The matter is an organization. I have deliberated with them, Original Seed, which is going to be in charge of the SRC market. So if you watch me, I am not going to solely base on what the SRC dues. So if I go into office and then 60% of students are not able to pay for their school fees, I wouldn't say because the dues are not into our accounts, I wouldn't continue with my project. I am going to continue because it's a collaborative thing I'm going to do. Partnership. I bring people on board that they help me at the end of the day. As we were having our free time discussion, I told you that you can't build a nation on just one objective. You have to look for other funds. So here is me. I'm coming in as an individual. Yes, the SRC due is the basis for everything. But I'm going to collaborate with people who are so much into students' welfare that are going to help push this to where it deserves to be. And I'm telling you, if I am giving the nod, this is not just a map say. I am going to implement all of these policies because I don't want it to be that a woman came and she couldn't deliver. I want to break that barrier.
That is fine. That is fine. All right, Mr. Bashiru, you've talked about beautiful policies. You want to do that. You want to do this. You want to do that for the students. It's fine. In an instance where it's on record that 60% of students, this is just an assumption, 60% of the students have not been able to pay their fees. And you know what that means, right? Yes. you don't have enough money in your SRC coffers to run your activities. What will you do?
Thank you, Mr. Bax. I have outlined that I'm going to initiate the alumni and the continuous students connect. It's not just something that I have taught at once and I'm bringing it on board. I've been an indigenous member of my union, I've said. And when you have programs and invite your people from your union to come, they come and do donations and those times. So with the Alumni Connect, it is a day we will face for UW homecoming that we are going to invite ministers, some ministers who are graduates of University of Education, Winneba, and some prominent people who are CEOs, managers of companies to come on board. And when they come, it's going to be part of our program outline that there will be a portion for fundraising. And I know if they come, and they will come, as SRC homecoming, they will come because I believe by the time we are Zoom office, the alumni will be a unified alumni and they will be ready to help. Nobody can underestimate the fact that some institutions, alumni have built hostels for them.
Yeah.
They have gone to fight for projects for the institution. Yeah. That is how aggressive I'm going to make them fight for UEW and live the image of UEW. Nonetheless, in the case that we have to write to other companies or going to partner with other companies, we wouldn't hesitate to write for some benevolent people for sponsorship, as like some philanthropists who are also ministers and are very curious. We can take, for example, the New Student Center. I think the then Minister for Education help in that project. So these are people who want to help in some projects, and you also write up and open it up for sponsors.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful, Madam Francisca. In your view, how will you be able to get additional source of funding for SRC project in an instance where students, a majority of the students have not been able to pay their fees due to one reason or the other?
To me, as a leader, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. And as I said about this special project that I'm going to bring it on board, that's the construction of the SRC. I didn't say I'm going to base on the SRC, but there has been an alliance with McDan. Okay. McDan is into building and construction. So we'll go on negotiation with him. And there is going to be a memorandum of understanding. And it's going to be activated by the BOT policy, that the Build Operate Transfer policy. Okay. So with this, we are going to look outside the box. Because 60% of students not paying the dues is very bad. And if you are going to depend on the SRC dues, then you are not going to embark on any project before you
leave your administration.
Sure. And you are not going to even leave any legacy. And your reputation is going to spoil as a leader.
All right, that is fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, recently or for some few years, UEW has been in the news for various reasons, and you and I, we know various reasons of why we've been in the news. I mean, demonstrations and a whole lot of students rioting and kind of. Now, when giving the nod as the next SRC president, what will you do? What will you do to put an end to the bad image of UEW that has been in the news, of which you maintain the good integrity that UEW has built over the ages as the next SRC president? What will you do? Yes.
Thank you very much. I think that, yes, whenever the news of UEW comes out, it's bad. But I think we also have good things that we can also sell out to the media houses to also buy into. So I would prefer that we encourage more students to go into international competitions. When these are done, I think when we perform, recently one of our students performed, he won an Atlantic media something, and it was everywhere. People were blogging, and I think it's brought the image of at least something good from UW came out. Personally, I can say I have contributed to bringing the name of UWI. I actually went to...
By doing what?
I went to do my attachment with a ministry. Okay. Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. And when I was there, through my service, actually I had the privilege to be the PA to the minister and was also part of the planning committee for the 2001 National Farmers Day.
So they asked you which university are you coming from?
Yes, and I said University of Education.
Were you very proud of?
I was very proud, and then it surprised me. They asked me which course did I offer. I said geography. The chief executive director said, "Wow, I did geography in school. You have to be part of this planning." And it's so great that day. Actually, when I heard, I wrote what I was giving, and when I came into it, I said, "Wow, that is good. Your school, that means it's good. And what they said was, oh, tech for no more the ball life. But when it comes to book, these are some of the initiatives we put in place. We send our students out for international competition.
Okay.
Then when they go out, at least even if they are not first, like recently the sports and games they went, even if they are not first, but they are being appreciated, and the good name of the school would come. And also make sure that we'll have our own police station. That is one thing. So when issues pertaining to crimes, we wouldn't go outside the university. So you realize that you go to LEG, they have the university police station. Students commit crimes, you don't even hear them outside because it's managed within the university.
Okay.
So if we are having our own police station, when students are having issues, we wouldn't go outside the town police station to lodge these complaints. So media houses wouldn't get access to some of these things, but at least what will come out will be
that is fine. That is fine. I want to spend the time a bit to speak to your brother Bashiru, because he's yearning up to speak. Mr. Bashiru, we've been in the news for one or two reasons. What will you do when you get to the north? What will you do to make sure that UEW is in the news for apparently good reasons throughout?
Once again, thank you for the question. If my memory can serve me right, we have been on the news with demonstration on issues of portal, and also for the past week and accidents that occurred. And if you have looked in my policy with regards to students' portal issues, I indicated that we will make sure a robust system is put in place to accommodate level 300 students, their portal, their results, so that that kind of nightmare of, people need these results to apply for scholarships.
Okay.
People need these results to let their parents know that this is how far I am progressing, and so support me. And when one is not getting your results, you get frustrated. In fact, I'm going to tackle this issue with all passion, that management should make sure that students in level 300, I know we those in level 300 don't have that much problem, but students in level 300 should see their results before they leave this institution. That is making sure a robust system is kept in place to accommodate their grades. Secondly, with the issue of the accidents that happened, and we are trending about accidents, I think.
No, yes, but for the accident, these are natural events.
These are natural events.
I'm talking about 2 years ago that we've been in the news for a demonstration of management
so
issues and all of that.
Basically,
we've recent one to
our problems are geared towards portal issues. Okay. I believe that students are grieved with their portal issues, and if this issue is addressed, it will help lessen our bad news. Yes, we have good news, but one cannot say that we can overlook the negative aspects. There's so much good news attached to the university, but bad news sells much than good news.
Oh, okay. That is fine. Madam Francisca, what do you have to say? I mean, we've been in the news for, reasons of which it's not a good thing. What will you do when you get to the office?
Okay, with I'm going to organize a lot of capacity programs to let the students identify their potentials. Because when you look into the system, the prominent people in it, most of them are from Legon and Tech. You don't hear UEW most.
As in where? As in which system?
We're in there.
No.
Which system are you talking about?
When you go to the ministry.
Wow.
I mean, government sector kind of. Oh, okay.
And
so you mean to say that UEW products are not
not that, but you see the employment. When you're an entrepreneur on your own, you can start a business. And having a handy work, it's more also okay. Because we know university students are very brilliant when it comes to books. But when it comes to handiwork, we lack that. Okay. So a lot of capacity programs will be organized for students who are interested. And also, even if you are not interested, you can come and have an exhibit of it. Okay. So that within them practicing it and also working through what they are going to identify or building their potential, 1 or 2 ways you are going to have interest in it. Okay. Yes. Okay. And I know with that they are going to be more of, if employment is not there, you are going to be an entrepreneur on your own.
All right, that is fine. Now, in some few days, we'll be heading towards the polls. Now, UEW, over the years, we've been using an electronic system of voting. And a school of thought is of the view that the electronic system, it's not so transparent and fair. And another school of thought is of the view that in this recent technological age, We don't have to be going to the polls with ballot papers and a whole lot of stuff. Which assertion do you support? Which school of thought do you support?
Thank you very much. There's some traditions that can be left behind.
Okay.
If you followed America in their 2020 election, you realize that people voted through balloting.
Okay.
Some voted, especially the
Even
army.
in Ghana,
Even in Ghana, we voted through
vote by
balloting.
traditional means.
Traditional means.
Yeah.
How secure is the software developer? He's an individual who is monitoring the whole process. I had a chance to ask him questions at the LA, and he was like, he's the sole operator of it. He's a human being, he can't be bribed.
Okay.
There are instances, no man is perfect.
Okay.
At least you have your fault. So I think that we should go the traditional way. We know these are the number of ballot papers we have. Everybody is aware that 60,000 ballot papers, and at the end of the election, 20,000 voted. These are what? And out of the 20,000, these are the quotas that belongs to other students. You tell me that, fine, these are the number of students. Fine, let's say UEW have 60,000 population. How many people comes to? Last year was at the coalition. They didn't tell us the number of students. The only thing was just like this person had this. No. I think we should go back.
So basically, Madam Purity, if I can get from your explanations, it means that you don't support the assertion of this electronic thing. We should go back.
If the whole
Are you trying to follow the principles of Kiso?
Oh yes.
This is the best tradition goes on.
Best tradition.
Are you
Great America is using balloting. Why you?
Are you trying to go with what they are saying that the best tradition goes on? Good. So, Mr. Bashiru, what was your view? Where do you belong? Are you in the old system or in the new system? Are you in the BBC age or you are in the technological age? Where do you belong?
I think the world is fast growing.
Okay.
I don't much condemn the electronic voting.
Okay.
But issues about double voting and people using other index numbers to vote should be looked at. We should make sure that those at the centers, anybody who casts the vote, make sure you dip the hand in that ink to signify the person that's voted.
But that is what we've been doing.
A number of people, see, last year I've been around some people, they'll come and vote, they'll not dip their hand. And you come with a different number and vote again. So I think these are some of the petty
No,
issues.
but with that, it means that the polling agents for the various aspirants are not doing their work.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying that I don't much condemn that thing.
Okay.
What I condemn is our people should be sanitized.
Okay.
When you get there, do diligence to
Okay.
whatever you're asked to do there.
Okay.
Anybody who voted, let the hand go into the ink.
Okay.
The person cannot come back.
They should go into it deep
And-
that everybody can
yes.
see. All right, that is fine. Madam Francisca, where do you belong? Are you BBC? my mother would say BBC is born before computers. Are you BBC or you are tech?
Okay, I like the electronic part because when we were going for campaign, people were like, "Can you vote on phone? Can you?" That means me bow. That means but they will be like, "Oh, you're not ever before."
Okay.
So with the electronic, it has to be extended, but their defense has to be strong so that someone can hack into the system to manipulate it. So I believe I like the electronic.
So
part,
you don't
so
want
that
the
they
traditional?
so that they can vote in their comfortable zone.
Yeah, for the electronic system that we are using, it is not deployed or is not hosted online. That means that you can't vote in the comfort of your home. You definitely have to come to the center and use the computers that are there as your access into the system to vote. So that one is going to be additional, project that maybe any of you comes into office, you'll be extended.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be extended.
Extended, good. So maybe just like you said, the
Let me
defense.
just chip in something. The number of computers provided at certain centers, they should increase them.
Okay.
Yes, I noticed that if you understand where I'm coming from.
No, I don't
That-
understand. I don't
Yes,
understand.
if I
don't
feel
understand.
that if I feel that this particular center I'm not favored, I send 2 laptops there. That's not the best. So going forward, it should be 10 laptops or even more laptops at the various centers for people to have easy access to voting.
No, you see, with that point, you have a very good point. But you see, let's be very real here. You know, there are some centers or polling stations that are, more or less like very dense. Okay, there are some polling stations that the total registered voters can be like 500, and maybe voter turnout over the years on statistics could be let's say 100 or maybe 10%. Now there is also another polling station that has a voter turnout, maybe probably a total registered voters to be like 2,000. Do you get it? And they are using the same time frame for the election. So it means that if the polling station with 500 registered voters, it means they can give them 3 computers, whilst the 2,000 total registered voters police station can be given, let's say, like 5 computers, so that they can be able to match the period given to the two. I hope you get the concept. So there are instances that the EC will have to be, strategic enough to make sure that these people who are, the total registered number of voters there is more. So they provide the mechanisms to make sure they go with the time frame. If not, by the time they realize there will be a long queue at that center, but still voting has ended. The time has elapsed.
That's true.
And at the other center, there's nobody in the queue to vote. Do you get the whole process?
They're saying that too much soup, meat don't spoil soup. I said they should make the computers many at the center.
Last year, why not go the old way? Because I see the old way to be. The old way will help, like.
No,
last year at the point, but someone has told at the point they have to rush laptops to Gatti.
Yes.
Hall. You were in that scene.
Yes, I was.
So it's not the best.
It.
It's not the best.
No, you see, even in Ghana's electoral system, there are challenges. You get it. Yeah, if there are challenges in the Ghana's electoral system. But anyway, these are all submissions from the aspirant to the electoral commission.
My concern is, they are saying, Bashir is saying there has to be a lot of
laptops available.
But it's a student that they take laptops from. You know that.
So that means the electoral commissioner is not having the resources for the electronic system. So why is he not going by the old way to
let's look at
the resources? Let's look at
ladies and gentlemen. Now let's look at the traditional.
You can get more. So
for the traditional way
that they should buy more laptops, or they should.
Once this is a whole company.
No,
the one managing the listen, please let me make a point. The one managing the
aspirants who are bringing their laptops to
please
give to them.
That's a mistake, and that should be a mistake.
So that means if you are saying it's not capable to use electronic system, no, you don't have the devices for the electronic system.
Take it down.
Why would you say that?
I think the manager of that system.
The
management of that system should be a whole package for UEW.
No.
It shouldn't come. Please let me make my point. It shouldn't come with only electronic system, but it should come with lots of computers.
Okay.
It should be a whole package for UW and not just electronic system.
So, Mr. Bashir, if I can understand you clearly, it means that the person managing the whole project should be able to provide laptops.
It should be a whole package
for the that come and take laptops from.
Then if he doesn't have laptops, you go the old system.
All right, now,
so we get it.
All right, Madam Purity, you are strongly agitating. It's more or less like the traditional ambassador. I'm coming. I want to bring something here. Now, you are saying that we don't have, or maybe the manager of this system doesn't have the money to buy laptops for himself to use. Now, let's also look at this side too. Traditional system, printing of ballot papers for, let's say, a student population of 60,000. Now they've printed ballot sheets of 60,000 and only 20,000 students come out to vote. Don't you think that 40,000 printed sheets, it's kind of waste? That is one. Purchasing of ballot boxes, there are instances where we've seen snatching of ballot boxes, people changing, people will go somewhere and go and vote and come and swap with the existing one. Don't you think that electronic means is trying to do away with all this buha?
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm not kicking against the electronic means, but what I'm saying is, if you want to go the electronic way, you should have everything that would be needed for the electronic way. Let me tell you, it's my laptop. I can have a hacker that will program my laptop. Are you getting me? You put your software in it, and everything that is you are putting there can be regulated by my hacker. Are you getting me? As far as it is a system, someone can break into it. You can even be the god of everything. Someone can still break into it.
It's true.
So what I'm saying, and so the SRC or the software developer has all the capacity to run what it takes to run that particular thing. Why we not go the electronic, what's the name? The BBC way. We go by the ballot way, and then I think my director is telling me time is up. But
all right. That is fine. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we have some few days to the elections, and this is Campus Filla. We've had a very interactive session with you. Now, your final words to the student out there. In some few seconds, what do you think are the words you can speak, and when they hear it, they'll be enthused and they go to the box. All they see is you. Tell your student out there, your audience. You have 30 seconds to do that.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Purity Helena Babuta, a candidate for SRC President 2022-2023 academic year. I am asking you to come out massively on the 7th to cast your franchise for a better UEW SRC, what I'm asking for is not gender equality, but gender equity. There is a saying that says that men build houses, but women make it a great home. Give me the chance to make UEW SRC the great home it deserves. I'm going to be a mother for all, mother for men, mother for women. And don't just vote for me because I am a woman, but because I am a woman who has all the capabilities to do the work. Thank you very much and see you
All
next
right,
time.
you've exceeded your 30 seconds. So, Mr. Bashiru, 30 seconds, very short.
Good evening to your audience and good evening to colleagues of University of Education Winneba. I am Bashiru Kuri, an aspirant for SRC President. Come 7, we shall be going to the polls. I encourage colleagues to vote for Sebash, hashtag number 6 on the ballot. Vote for a leader who has started with an example. A leader who is more passionate about your welfare and has started working without even getting the nod. This is a leader who has come to serve your welfare and not coming to consume your deals. I thank you for your audience and once again vote for Sebash, hashtag number 6.
Is this a badge that is going to appear on the screen for us to vote for? Or?
Bashiru Kari.
Oh, okay.
Sebastian.
All right. So, Mana Francisca, your final words to your audience out there.
Okay, so good evening to you once again. I'm Francisca Jonah, an SRC presidential main candidate, and I'm here to seek for your vote and also for your support. Next week, Friday, coming this Friday, is the day that we are voting, and I'm number 4 on the ballot screen. It's a vision that takes you and I to achieve. Without you, the vision is unachievable. And I'm pleading that you come in your numbers, and also to tell a friend that Francisca is number 4 on the ballot screen. Thank you.
All right. So, you are number 4 on the ballot. You are number 6 on the ballot, and
It's number 3.
number 3
The
on the
only
ballot.
three.
Well, these numbers, I wish we can play them as a lotto on Saturday. That is whosoever wins. That will be a single digit. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Campus Filla with your humble host, Bax. We've had an interactive section with 3 of the UEW SRC aspirants here on the show. We had Madam Purity from the Geography Department and Bashiru Kaikuri. Did I get the name correct?
Yeah, that's the name.
Sebash from the Special Education Department. Good. And Madam Francisca Jonah from Management Sciences from the School of Business.
Yes.
All right. So these wonderful people have been with us on Campus Filla. Watch out for what they will be doing, and Campus Filla will be giving you updates on all events with regards to UEW elections. Keep it on Campus Filla, and don't forget, subscribe and click on the notification bell below to receive all updates that I will be sharing with you. I still remain your humble host, Bax. Just checking. We'll meet another time. Thank you.